We've talked a little bit. You heard about Work.com Align from John Wookey and the help of the guys from HubSpot. You've heard about Work.com Motivate, and now a little bit about that partnership from Harrison at Amazon. Now I'd like to introduce my colleague, Daniel Debow, to talk about Work.com Perform. Thanks, Daniel.
Awesome job. Wow, look at that.
Keeping it real.
That was amazing. Look at it, tap dancing Woodson. That's fantastic. Okay, well, I am very excited to be here as well. This isn't my ninth Dreamforce. This is my very first. And if you're like me, I think you can't help be struck by the amazing energy in the room, by the collaboration from all the people who are here, all the ideas being exchanged, and frankly, the amazing time that we're all having at all these events. It's great. Now, you did hear about alignment, about how we're thinking about these basic human behaviors of just setting some goals and coaching people, getting them feedback so they can improve is crucial to the next generation workforce. And you've also seen from this amazing session we just saw from Woodson about motivation and how you can bring intrinsic and extrinsic motivation to people through social recognition and through social rewards and how it's embedded right where people are doing their work. Okay. That's a lot of fun. It's amazing. What about driving performance? How do we bring this together? Because I want to ask you a question before I go any further. How many of you love doing performance reviews? Don't all jump at once. How many of you love it? No, I didn't think so. Nobody loves this process. Nobody feels great about it. In fact, we've done a lot of work with our clients and lots of external surveys, and you find that 80% of people detest this process. And it's no wonder. This is, as John mentioned, a 50-year-old process that we've automated. And we somehow think magically it's going to make it better. But it doesn't, because the whole world has changed. And also because these products and this process was frankly designed by HR and HR vendors for HR's business purposes. That's why it feels like work on top of work. It's not connected to what people are doing. It doesn't feel fair or relevant, and it's certainly not easy. I mean, if you're a sales organization, you don't want sales managers shutting down for a week to write essays about each other and fill out checkbox. You want them selling. Well, we realize that and we recognize that, and that is why we created Work.com Perform, a completely new way to think about performance and the performance appraisal process or summary process or review, whatever you want to call it. And we wanted to make something that was both relevant, easy, and fair. So relevant because it's going to bring in all of the information, all of the context of all these microtransactions, all the feedback, all the coaching, all into one place. Make it simple. No more email scavenger hunts. We wanted to make it easy and fast. We didn't want people to have to start from scratch and try and remember things. We wanted to make it simple. And finally, and really importantly, we wanted something that was fair. Something that people felt is an actual and equitable representation of their work, because the world does not work where a manager is omniscient and knows what everyone on their team is doing. You need to bring lots of perspectives and lots of different time points together to build an accurate performance process. And I want to also sense this isn't just about reviews. This is about how do you develop talent, how do you think about who's going to be promoted, how do you think about leadership and where people need training. That's what Work.com Perform is. And let's, fingers crossed, let's dive into the demo and see how that works. Okay. Awesome. We're back here with Mark. And as you heard, Mark is an amazing manager at 1-800-Flowers. He cares about his people. And he knows there's a tremendous amount of value in doing coaching on a regular basis, feedback, but also in a periodic performance summary, sitting down and saying, okay, how have we done over the past period of time? And like a great social application, Work.com has notifications built right in. So let's pop up there and he sees, hey, we're doing a quarterly performance summary, and we're in the performance summary. Now, if you're like most people, all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, this looks pretty familiar. You're feeling that scary pit in your stomach. Uh-oh, pulse rate. This is a review. But wait, there's another tab that says Activity and Feedback. Let's click in there. And here's the power of social. Here's the power of Work.com on the Salesforce platform. Everything that someone has done, everything that Sarah's done, is all aggregated in one simple place. And now it's a simple matter to refresh memory, no more email scavenger hunt, go through and look at what Sarah's done. What she accomplished. What have people said she's done that's really great? What have you said she needs to work on? Or what is the feedback you've gathered for all of those coaching sessions? And then it's a simple matter to select a few and bring them right back into the performance summary. Oh my gosh, it's already written. Of course, it's not that easy, but it's pretty close to it. We are hearing from our clients that when they do a focal cycle or they do a review cycle, it's taking them half or less of the time to get this done. And that's something that managers love. Now, you'll notice another thing about 1-800-Flowers. This is a very short form. Now, that's our advice. That's best practice. We've learned that you don't need 27 questions and 42 competencies to develop a good assessment of how someone's doing. This is really simple. It's 4 things. What can they improve? What have they done well? How would you rate them with some qualitative content? And do you recommend for promotion? Now, I will pause and say, despite the fact that this is incredibly simple, it's also incredibly powerful. It has all the workflow, approval, authorization, and the ability to make a very long form if you'd like. You can have and run it in different ways. And we're finding our clients using this not just for a quarterly or semi-annual summary. They're using it all the time for intern loops, for all sorts of feedback processes. Anyhow, Mark's in there, and he's gone through this summary. He's created it. And now he's going to have to decide, how does he rank her? He's going to give her the greatly exceeds, and also should he promote her? Well, promotion's a tough conversation. He wants to figure this out in context of all sorts of other employees, and after talking, being social with other managers and with his partners in HR. So he's going to leave that as a no for now, and we're going to pop right back into the core application. And now we're going to go down to something called calibration. Now, Mark's a great manager, and all great managers understand that understanding talent isn't just about a single person. It's about looking across teams. It's about collaborating and figuring out how's everyone doing. You heard at HubSpot, you heard about how they were going through each team. What do people need to work on? Well, these conversations become so much more powerful with this tool, designed for this kind of screen, designed for a big screen, to sit around and look in one place at all the information about our talent. So Mark's got together with Elaine, another manager who manages a similar sized team, and they're going to sit down with an HR VP, an HR business partner, and they're going to look at how have their distributions of rankings worked, and again, completely configurable, and they're going to look through their talent and talk about them. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is about. It's not about data, it's about discussion, about people, real people. Okay, so we're going to look down here, and we're going to see that Jim has also greatly exceeded expectations, but he's not up for promotion. Now, why? Now, normally, this would be a spreadsheet exercise, an email search. But inside Work.com, we can quickly click in and see, oh, he was just promoted last quarter. We're not going to promote him right now. But after having that conversation and seeing how everyone's done, we know that Sarah is amazing. She's greatly exceeded expectations, and she should be promoted. So very simple, one click, boom. She can get that promotion process kicked off. Because Work.com is on the Salesforce platform, it's tied into Force.com, you can build any sort of workflow, process, or authorization you want. And as you heard with our relationship with vendors like Workday, you can tie this into those core systems. Now, because Mark is a social manager, he understands that the promotion isn't just about the raise and privately, it's about celebrating it. So he's going to go into the application. He's going to go into where he's doing his work all day long. He's going to go into Chatter. And you can see that he's given the promotion badge, something he's created for himself to celebrate and shout out what people are doing. Now, when we first came to Salesforce, we saw that this behavior was happening in Chatter already. It didn't have the capability to add a badge. It didn't become part of people's reputation. But one of the amazing things is this is stuff that people are already doing on social platforms, and Work.com amplifies it and makes it part of a compliant performance process. Okay. Now, before I leave, if you're like me, you're saying, wait a minute, but I'm a sales manager, or my team is using Service Cloud. We live in those applications. We don't want to go somewhere else. Well, one of the most amazing things we've done is add Work.com to Chatter, add Work.com to Sales Cloud and to Service Cloud. And you can see that everything that you saw in the native Work.com application is now available inside of your native Salesforce environment. Goals, feedback, the coaching notes, how people are doing performance, and of course, their rewards. And this is transformative because now these behaviors, coaching, recognition, motivation, driving performance, they aren't work on top of work. They're part of work. They're part of how it gets done. And that's incredibly powerful and incredibly exciting. Okay. You've seen alignment, you've seen motivation, you've seen performance, and we've shown you our product and how we're doing it. I want to talk next about a slide about the fact that this is part of the heritage of heritage of Salesforce, about partners and an ecosystem. Just as we had a strategy of making salespeople love our product and focusing on them, we focused on making employees love Work.com. And just as we had a strategy of being partner-friendly and building an ecosystem of partners who could fill in the blanks around our solution and add value to customers and create innovation, we've done that with Work.com. So you heard about Amazon. Yesterday you heard about Workday. We've got great partners like Job Science for recruitment, or Vana for mid-market HCM, or CyberU for e-learning, or Blackboard for learning. There's a ton of partners who are out there in the pavilion, and I encourage you to see them. They're all becoming part of Work.com. Now, you also heard that this isn't just about a product. This is about a cultural transformation. And we've enlisted the best in the world, and we're bringing on more every day, of people who can help this transformation happen at your firm. Companies like Civility, or global partners like PwC and their People and Change practice. Organizations like Knowledge Infusion, the preeminent human capital management strategy firm, are working with us and a Workday and a Aperio to deliver this vision to you. And you're going to be really amazed when you hear Tony Robbins talk about his new company, Coaching in the Cloud. Now, Tony Robbins has partnered with Baker Communication, an amazing sales training organization, to deliver these practices to your sales and service organizations, to figure out how you can drive up a quota attainment, how you can improve salesperson retention by delivering these basic behaviors of great sales management right on the Work.com platform.